Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, November 28. A re-energized relationship has been forged between Jamaica and the Dominican Republic with Monday's signing of a Memorandum of Understanding. The MOU, signed by the foreign affairs ministers of both countries, will ensure that regular meetings are held and issues of common interest are pursued. Among the areas of mutual interest are trade, investment, and climate change.
Both countries will sign later an agreement to promote multi-destination tourism. We agreed that we will negotiate a new air services agreement which will complement the MOU on multi-destination tourism. We have agreed to also establish a joint bilateral commission to enable broader cooperation between our countries in the areas of sports, culture, education, and other matters of mutual interest.
For his part, President Medina Sanchez said he looked forward to deepening cooperation on trade facilitation as well as security, particularly with trafficking in persons, arms, and drugs. The Dominican Republic's president invited Prime Minister Holness's wife, Juliet, on a visit to assess how his country's First Lady's office assists vulnerable groups such as children with disabilities.
Y haremos todo lo posible por estrechar esta nueva etapa de acercamiento.
From the Dominican Republic, we will do everything within our power to continue promoting meetings such as this one, and we will do everything possible to strengthen the new era of relationships between our countries.
During Monday's visit, President Medina Sanchez was conferred the Order of Excellence. Prime Minister Holness received the Order of Merit of Duarte, the Dominican Republic's highest award to the leader of a foreign government. The one-day state visit follows Prime Minister Holness's assignment to the Dominican Republic in May. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says Jamaica will continue to aggressively pursue a multi-destination marketing arrangement with Cuba, Mexico, and the Dominican Republic.
Mexico we expect to sign on next month in Fitur, and tomorrow we hope to sign with the Dominican Republic.
Minister Bartlett was giving Monday's welcome address at the United Nations World Tourism Organization UNWTO Global Conference, now underway in Montego Bay. The tourism minister says regional cooperation will also be sought in areas such as visa facilitation, pre-clearance arrangements, and aviation and airlift strategies for seamless movement within the region.
These for us are perhaps game-changing approaches, but a new architecture will see a stronger and more powerful Caribbean, where those of us in the north and those of us in the east can easily come together and reach each other and market a multiple of experiences cutting across the region for all our visitors.
The focus of the UNWTO conference is on jobs and inclusive growth for the sector through partnership. Meanwhile, Executive Director of the UNWTO, Carlos Vogler, says it is imperative that Caribbean countries embrace technology and innovation if the region is to achieve a greater share of the global tourism market. Mr. Vogler was addressing Monday's overview session on the future of tourism at the UNWTO conference. He argues that in creating smart destinations, tourism service providers will be able to maintain the competitive edge needed for sustainability.
We come from a background where we prepared products and the tourist adapted to those products in the form of package tours or whatever. That is no longer in place. Now we have to adapt ourselves to the tourist, and the technology is giving us the tools to customize products for each and every one of the different likes. We can no longer talk about markets. We talk about individuals because each of them is different.
Mr. Vogler says this presents a fascinating challenge for Caribbean destinations to be better positioned to tap into an industry where growth is approximately 4% annually. The UNWTO Global Conference concludes on Wednesday. And finally, the Housing Agency of Jamaica, HAJ, is encouraging persons living in informal settlements or on government-owned property to take the necessary steps to become regularized. General Manager of the HAJ, Gary Howell, says the agency is now working to regularize housing settlements in over 90 communities across the island. This work includes providing access to regularized water and electricity, as well as the build-out of roadways.
We're currently doing some work in Red Ground and St. James. We're putting some additional roads. Another community nearby, Copperwood. We have done some additional roads in Norwood, in Bascobel, in St. Mary. We have an informal community that we're regularizing there as well.
Mr. Howell was speaking at a recent JIS think tank. The HAJ has regularized over 30,000 households in the last 18 years. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.